What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Today MMA News. Today, we're kicking things off with Daniel Cormier's reaction to Ian Gary's comments about his upcoming fight with Islam Makhachev. Before we dive in, don't forget to smash that like button to support the channel. Ahead of his massive matchup with Makhachev, Ian Gary has made it clear he's not chasing an early finish. A lot of fans assumed Gary's best strategy would be to use his reach advantage right from the opening bell and try to catch Makhachev off guard. But that doesn't seem to be his plan. Since Makhachev is widely regarded as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of this era, very few people expect Gary to stop him early, and Gary himself seems to know that. At a recent press conference in Dublin, held to announce his signing with the Matchroom Talent Agency, Gary naturally fielded questions about the fight. He revealed that his dream scenario isn't a quick knockout at all. Instead, he's aiming for total domination through 3 rounds before finishing Makhachev in round 4. His reasoning is that an early stoppage would leave room for doubt, with critics calling it lucky or a fluke. A 4th-round finish, on the other hand, would leave no room for excuses. It's a fair point in some ways. If Gary can survive Makhachev's grappling for 3 full rounds and then finish him late, that would silence a lot of skeptics. But if he caught Makhachev with a lucky shot 30 seconds into the fight, people might not give him full credit, even though a win is a win. Daniel Cormier weighed in on Gary's comments during a recent video of his own. DC's take was that fighting an elite opponent like Makhachev is about capitalizing on opportunities as they come, not planning around a specific round for the finish. He explained that going in with a fixed mindset about how the win needs to look can actually set a fighter up for failure, and stressed that a win over the best fighter in the world will never be a fluke, no matter which round it happens in. The fight is still over a month away, so let us know in the comments how you think it plays out. Unfortunately, there's no UFC event this week, so news has been a bit slower, but there's still plenty to cover. First up, Sean Strickland is hoping his training partner Johnny Eblen makes the jump to the UFC so the two can eventually fight. Eblen is currently gearing up to defend his PFL middleweight title against Impa Kasengane on July 18th, after his originally scheduled opponent, Costello Van Steenis, withdrew with an injury. After a recent training session together at American Top Team, Strickland posted a video praising Eblen and floated the idea of Eblen winning UFC gold before the two eventually settle things in the octagon. It would certainly be a notable addition to the UFC's middleweight division if it ever happens. Speaking of the PFL, they may be gaining another familiar face. According to insider Kevin Kroom, welterweight Trey Waters has been released from the UFC roster after the promotion couldn't find him a fight. Waters has since signed with the PFL. He was last seen in September, snapping a 3-fight win streak with a first-round loss to Sam Patterson. We also covered the first public photo of Ilia Topuria yesterday, and now a second one has surfaced. This time showing him taking pictures with fans, looking to be in good spirits. It's good to see him out and about, and fans are already speculating about when he might return to the cage. Do you think we'll see him back in the octagon before the end of 2026? Moving to the rankings, there's been a lot of chatter lately given both the official media poll and Meta AI's rankings are now running side by side. Longtime MMA journalist John Morgan broke down the latest changes to the media rankings. Vinicius Oliveira was removed from bantamweight eligibility after moving up to featherweight for his last win over Andre Fili, which bumped Ronnie Yahya and Marcus McGee each up a spot, while Farid Basharat re-entered the list at number 15. At featherweight, Josh Emmett dropped out of the top 15, with Patricio Pitbull taking his place. At middleweight, Imavov climbed into the number 15 spot following his win over Bo Nickal at UFC Baku, and at lightweight, Rafael Fiziev moved up to number 10 after beating Hyun-Sung Park, while Manuel Torres held steady at 15. In other news, following Dustin Poirier's arrest at an Atlanta airport on a public intoxication charge, several fighters have offered support and advice. Matt Brown discussed it on the Fighter vs. the Writer podcast, sharing that when he opened his own gym after retiring, he struggled at first because he wasn't willing to start from scratch and put in the grassroots work himself, something he eventually had to embrace before his gym grew to over 400 members. Max Holloway also reacted during a live stream, saying he believes Poirier will get through this and bounce back. Looking ahead to UFC Oklahoma City, Kamaru Usman's return to middleweight against Caio Borralho is right around the corner. On the Pound for Pound podcast with Henry Cejudo, Usman explained that years of training alongside a wide variety of fighters and styles at Blackzilians has prepared him for Borralho's unorthodox approach, and that he's simply drawing on experience to chase the rare feat of becoming a two-division champion. Elsewhere, Tyron Woodley shared his thoughts on Conor McGregor's chances against Max Holloway at UFC 329. While Woodley is picking Holloway to win, he said McGregor's best path to victory involves pressuring Holloway early, getting into his head, and frustrating him with volume, while also suggesting McGregor should be training with hungrier, younger sparring partners to sharpen up before fight night. A recent photo shared online shows McGregor looking lean and ready less than 2 weeks out. Meanwhile, Ian Gary pointed out that a win over Makhachev would give him 11 UFC victories, tying him with McGregor for the most wins by an Irish fighter in UFC history, and said he wants to help bring the promotion back to Dublin. Daniel Cormier also commented on John Jones's decision not to fight Tom Aspinall, suggesting it wasn't a good look and that Jones may have lacked the confidence to test himself against a hungry, younger opponent. Cormier reiterated that Jones has also repeatedly turned down seven-figure offers to face him in a wrestling match with real scoring, insisting Jones knows he'd lose. Finally, Dana White has locked in 2 new bouts for UFC 330 in Philadelphia. Neil Magny takes on Reese McKee, and Jalen Turner faces Gage Fernandez in a lightweight clash. That's it for today's update. Check out yesterday's video if you missed it, and we'll see you tomorrow with more MMA news right here on Today MMA News.